Yo, do you remember the PSP? Back in the old 2000s, where life was simple, the sky was bluer, the housing market wasn't utterly bullshit. Get me out of Spain, please. A pretty unknown thing happened and the PSP launched. I remember that peak of a console. Daxter, God of War, Invisimals, Hieronymus Chilton. I remember one day when I was 9 years old, a silly little me was going on a courtship and decided that the best way to enter the car was to yeet his 3DS to the back seat of the car, breaking the top screen in the process. Don't look at me like that. To this day I still regret it, but hey, thanks to that I got an excuse to beg for a PS Vita. My mother brought me a PSP and I love it. I got games like Sorry Rivals. That game was fire, I promise. And you know what was fire too? Anime Fighters, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, the Naruto and One Piece games, and obviously video game franchises got their part of the cake. Final Fantasy got a spin-off, and fucking Guilty Gear got his sequel as Arena Fighter. And of course, Trails, the beloved JRPG franchise, needed Arena Fighter. They released East vs Trails, but despite selling well, they didn't launch it outside Japan. So 15 years later, thanks to Refint Games, we got a proper English version of the game. So here's a little review of the game. By the way, thanks to Refint Games, they gave me a pre-release copy to review the game. Appreciate it, they are truly based. Before I start yapping about the game, I need to say something. The music is the best thing I've fucking heard in years. I cannot express how good the music is. It's just cinema. Also, I'm gonna try not to spoil anything, but as you would see, the story is really not important, but just in case, be aware that this review has spoilers of some end zones. All is a stealth route, but more or less almost all routes are the same, story-wise and gameplay-wise, so watch out. Okay, let's start with the mechanics of the game. The combat is really simple, you got a basic attack, an air one, a parry? A dodge, a jump, 4 slots for unique abilities for each character, a support skill that is a buff assault, you can choose between a moderate variety, and a ultimate attack that changes depending on the character. As I said, it is simple, but it can be really deep when you progress through the game. Plus we have all the accessories you're gonna give to your character, the abilities cost speed that you require from hitting enemies or getting hit, and in the arena there are chests that contain speed regeneration items and rarely health ones. And here comes my first critique, and is that the dual combats are just bad. You know, when you saw a clip of, for example, Ultra Kill or Devil May Cry, and you don't understand absolutely nothing, but you know that the player is good and knows what he is doing. Well, that doesn't happen with East vs Trails, because everyone is attacking. I don't know if I'm fighting or getting raped. And yes, probably that is a skill issue, or maybe that somehow the AI is really good at nightmare difficulty, but I thought it really hard. Also, the difficulty in general is strange, because I only had problems with the dual bosses and with 2 encounters. The others I did it first try. Heck, I just needed to farm once because Geese was just too much for me. Outside of combat, we got the map and a store that we can buy the previously mentioned accessories and upgrading our weapon. A good part of this system is that you can lose and still gain money, upgrade your gear, and when you select a fight, again the game skips all the text, and that is a blessing. Fargum, you drop this queen. There isn't a lot of side content. You have the arcade mode and the free mode, nothing else. There is an art gallery that's nice, but excluding these modes there isn't more side content. Yes, you got NG Plus and NG Plus 2, but it's the same campaign with higher stats, and being honest, the only reason that the NG Plus exists is for farming, because the arcade mode really demands you being in a higher level. On the end of the day, it's a PSP game, so I'm not going to critique it so hard because it was 20-30 euros more or less. The online is fun, Basically it's the same with friends. It's not a game changer mode, but it's nice, and I definitely would still play it if the fucking netcode was good. I'm not lying that I just played a few matches, but there wasn't a single match that I wouldn't have network problem. It's not at the level of Smash Bros. Ultimate, but being less horrible doesn't make you good. Yo, Rio editing here. When I was recording footage for the Smash Bros. Ultimate, I got 0 network problems, so my point was debunked by myself. Yeah, and I'm really bad at Smash too. Do you know that 99% of the people are not subscribed? And the moment we all been waiting for, the story. It is there. It's not really good, but to be honest, it doesn't have to be. It's a crossover fighting game. I'm not asking for a Persona 4 Arena story level. I'm only asking for a better story mode than the Persona 4 one. And this game makes that well. It's simple. Text, menu, fight, repeat, and the text is few and dub. A really good dub, by the way.
Is this merely a stroke of luck, my dear, or are we bound by destiny? Well, no matter. I shall convey my gratitude to my master regardless. Oh, miracles upon miracles! My darling Joshua is here too! Come, you two. This fateful reunion demands a heartfelt embrace.
Probably half the budget went there. The story is not at the level of a Trails, but it's well enough written to just stop the brain and enjoy the really well written characters that this series have to offer. The interactions of the characters are so well done that the moment of finishing this video, probably I'm just gonna play Trails in the Sky 1 and only because Olivier. It's just a bisexual menace and I love it. By the way, fun fact, I bought the game on the release day and I didn't open the box yet. Huh? Ah, yes, the plot. It's simple. Gals is a giant dragon who has the ability to change the Xanadus laws. Basically, he's capable to change reality itself. And for some strange and convenient reason, the characters whose owner is Nihon Falcon are all teleported to Xanadus' world to fight Galsis and destroy him once and for all. As I said, it is simple and it's just fun to see how two edgelords of East and Trails fight each other, of how the silent protagonist is still silent for some fucking reason. And that is all the plot of the game. You choose a character, beat the shit out of Galsis with the power of hope and friendship, and that's it! It's just fun. It's a typical game that you just played for a few days and will remember eternally, because it has that charm of all the games, and in my opinion is really good, even for today. It's not a Guilty Gear or Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but it's a solid game, and I recommend you to buy it. I assure you that you are going to enjoy it. Ah yes, the price is... What? 35 euros for a fucking PSP game? Are we nuts? What in the actual fuck?